like the sun, fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but one love. So don't give up tonight. Just keep living your life. Afraid of being alone. Rise like the sun, we fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but one love. So don't give up tonight.
Good evening, SRA Nation. We're
excited to get this season off with a bang.
I think they're all taking tires. And on top of that, it's going to be saucier. It's going to be an all-out shootout to the end. He's got line of sight on these guys.
Getting this close to the diffuser.
All you gotta do is win the race. You don't have to lead a whole bunch of laps.
Oh, never mind. We got the wrong commentates up. Anyways, hello, welcome to SRA Season 11 D3 Round 7 at Circuit of the Americas. I'm your host for your race, Arjun, and well, we don't have Mike Jones with us. We have the wonderful Alexa Marshall.
And Arjun, you said that you're in America, so I'll let you have this one.
You see, on the contrary, I absolutely love this track. I think it's a great track. I think it's one of this track that rewards racing more than hot lapping. It's basically American Paul Ricard. So I think we have a lot of great overtaking spots here. We have turn 1 and turn 11 and turn 12, which are prime overtaking zones. We also have the 4 apex turn 16, 17, and 18, which are actually 4 corners, not 3. And I also absolutely love the S's in this section, especially when you get them right, when the car was just set up absolutely to perfection. It's just a great track to drive in. I also did visit this track this weekend for Carson Coffee, so yeah, I have home field advantage when I'm driving on this track. So here we are.
Right now, I do not know how to feel. I just heard somebody say that Kota and Paul Ricard are good tracks. I feel disgusted.
They're for racing. Anyways.
I am in shock. Well, before we get into it, qualifying does look to be getting underway very soon. So let's go over very quickly to the good old driver standings.
And yeah, I am the resident D3 comment broadcaster as well. So in P1 we have David Funk, who has I would say a great race at Nürburgring, but he did claw back some points, and he's still in the lead for the championship. Right behind him, 4 points behind, is Simon Goriel, who absolutely destroyed everyone at Nürburgring, winning that by over 10 seconds. Even the penalty that he got for crossing pit lane did not affect his race. And we also have Andre Velasquez, 36 points behind in P3, and Kemal Kashizovic, who also had a pretty good race in Nürburgring, with Eduardo Rodriguez, our first Ferrari driver, in P5. And then we have our first silver drivers, or the first 2 silver drivers, Michael Schwartz and Donovan Colton, who was in the who both had amazing races in Nürburgring, finishing 3rd and 2nd respectively. And then we have Ein Byron, Nico Suave, Neil Sutherland, Chris Logain, the Mustangs and the BMWs, and then we have Noah Maxwell, who was in the Porsche, and then we have Austin Red, and then we have Carlos Guzman, Pat Cockcroft, Nate Andrew, Panzer Rigatoni, DJ Watch, Jack Sullivan, Mark Recton, Bill Cranston, Jeremy Aron, Chris Sweeney, Curtis Lee, Justin McKechnie, who still hasn't changed his name and had an amazing race at North. He is my driver of the day from that race, and Russell Allen. And then moving on to the second page, we have Connor BK, John Lass, Josh Grush, the other Yaron brother, Jason Yaron, and Kevin Happyface, Justin Moffat, Elliot Levine, Craig Marr, Martin Riggs, and well, you can keep going on, but yeah, let's just stop here for now, and let's just go on to the team standings here. But yeah. Anyways, Sid Lords, they're leading by 100 points. David Funk and Campbell Kazovic, followed by Chris Logain and Simon Goriel. Chris didn't show up for Nords, but Simon absolutely just destroyed the competition. And then we have the Ghost Rider Racing and OBD car of Ein Byron and Panzer Rigatoni, a fastest Mustang now. And let's just go on to qualifying now, because the cars are underway. As oh, never mind. Let's hop on to oh, never mind. I forgive me. It has been a while since I've done this.
IP, there we go, we're back.
You're back.
And we go drive, and then we go F2, I believe. It's funny, because I'm not even on this yet. I know how to do it. Thank you, Jess. Also, I just looked in YouTube chat real quick, and it said, what was everybody's predictions? And somebody said, I predict boogity, boogity, boogity. Yes, you will, because I'm here, so you will be getting your boogity, boogity, boogity. But, well, this is going to be hell of an interesting one, and I actually have a way to figure out this. As I don't know if this is how you usually do it, Arjun.
Yeah.
But one thing I figured out is, because we're on this, the stream stays the same, meaning that you can just minimize OBS, put the ACC big, and then you can organize the thing slightly. So then you can do the race control like smaller once you got ACC up big.
Well, I'll do that right now. Oh. Actually,
yeah, then if you just minimize OBS. No, I need the stream.
I will get you the stream. No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Ignore our skill issues.
Oh, yeah.
We are sorting stuff out. There we go. You can see ACC now.
Yay.
Where rain? Oh yeah, where's the
Where-
rain? This is supposed to be a rain race.
Yeah, good point actually. Where rain? Where rain, guys? Where is the rain? Do I seriously need to go? Do I seriously need to send over my British weather to you guys because it's not raining? Do I seriously have to do that? Bruh, I can't. Also, for some reason on ACC, your fingers are interval is at terminary, not the actual time thing on ACC.
Ah, I don't know the hotkey for that. I think I had an issue.
Somebody help!
Somebody help! Jess,
Somebody help!
please, babysit me!
Help! Somebody help! We need the rain, indeed. I shall try send over the rain. I shall. Monsoon or Sean riots.
As Donovan Colton is the
there we
first
go.
to cross the line, he gets it to 2:09, which I guess for an optimum track is wide off the pace. And Austin Red takes the lead in Porsche Police Work ACC Race Control. There we are.
Yeah, very true. But seriously, where rain?
Where rain?
This is happening again. Why is it not raining?
This happened in D1 last season. And we're not going to be ranked for whole qualifying as well, so it should be a dry qualifying.
I'm in pain. The only thing that makes Kota interesting is the rain.
But this...
Also, anybody know the hotkeys?
Good question. I don't.
They changed the leaderboard to times instead of that. They know that? Anybody know? Anybody able to help us out? Any help would be greatly appreciated. Mike ain't here. Andrew ain't here. Sam ain't here.
But
so
for now, we can just hop onto the leaderboard right now. We have Austin Red with a 2:09.4, and Donovan Colton right behind in Alexis with a 2:09.7. What's interesting is that I'm pretty sure that all of the drivers, I don't know how it is on the practice server, but they probably are practicing with or qualifying with a wet setup, because this is like 4 seconds of what these guys are capable of, or 3 seconds of what these guys are capable of in the dry. So I don't know if it's like first lap, it's still on the out lap, or is there more that these drivers are willing to do?
I mean, I don't know. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. What does your race control say? Is your race control giving you the lap times?
Yes. We got Kurt, we got Lee in the lead. He the 2:08.
How the heck has a Bentley gone top? How in the name of all that is holy did you do that?
Hey, do not underestimate the boat. We also have a Lexus in second place as well. So
I'm not surprised. It's a Lexus. It's rapid down the straights. Hence why it's so popular at Nürburgring by some people. That thing is rapid down the straights. 2:18 for Schwartz, so not too bad for him as we look at it. As it's still the silver drivers out on track. About 3 minutes remaining until it is going to be the gold drivers. There is a car up on the left-hand side actually. So that is going to be an interesting one to see what will happen there. This is going to be real interesting. This is going to be real interesting. Hold on, what happens if you press F2 again?
F2. Let me see. That does absolutely nothing.
That does absolutely nothing. Okay. Right. Let me search up. Let me Google. Perks of having two screens.
Look at the other drivers. You have the 488s in this track as well. The 488s are super strong on this track. And and especially because the balance of the car just helps so much in this. Well, they helping so much in the S's as well. Also, it is supposed to be a wet race. And also, Sean Daniels, if you're not a frequent viewer of D3 streams this season, I am a huge simp for the Lexus. So I will support the Lexus. Landon is. Sorry, what?
I drive a Ferrari, but this is the weird thing. I drive a Ferrari, so I have a Ferrari shirt, but I also have an Aston Martin jacket, which I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, I'm just wearing a. Not even wearing. I don't even have a lot of car merches.
Oh, trust me, it's expensive.
It is expensive. I mean, I'm just wearing a simple Walmart Maruchan ramen t-shirt. Don't ask me why.
Oh, well, Sean, listen, you may be able to call your congressman, but it ain't gonna work because I'm over here, because I'm across the pond. So I can say whatever the heck I want about Carter and Alexis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get used to having a Brit. Get used to it, because this is what happens when you get Brits. And by the looks of it, we've got a British invasion on the horizon. Again.
Also,
anyway, back to the action.
Also, speaking of real life Coda, rain is forecasted this weekend, so this Sunday. So this race is completely not unrealistic. The weather conditions. It is gonna rain next weekend, and we did just literally go through a hurricane, even though the hurricane did not touch Austin. So that's fun. Yes, I think the gold drivers are about to head out now. Actually, they're already out. Yeah, Simon Goriel, I think the first car out of the pits.
This is going to be real interesting.
And we are seeing gold drivers put purple laps as well. We have Donovan Colton. He's actually 3/10 up his personal best. I don't have the hotkeys to show you that, but trust me on this one. But yeah, Donovan Colton's half a second up on his personal best here. He might as well take provisional pole in the silver drivers.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the controls here. Oh, a minute.
Dude, and he immediately loses time. I think he's gonna say to Petrie he just lost all the time as he just gets a lot of wheel spin. Austin Red also calls it quits there, but doesn't look like anyone else, any of the silver drivers are PBing. Let's go check on the gold drivers. We do have a close championship fight between Simon Goriel and David Funk. David Funk dominating most of the season, but having a horrific race at Nürburgring, which Simon Goriel capitalized with a win. So it's going to be interesting to see what's stronger, the Porsche or the BMW, because these two are fast, their teammates are fast. They're separated by 4 points.
Yeah, that's definitely what makes it interesting, because I'm still trying to figure out goddamn controls here to change that. But heck, we're gonna roll with it. We shall roll with it, and if it messes up the entire time, don't blame us. Blame the world. Then again, it should update anyway when it comes to the main race. Qualifying is just a bit weird. Trust me, I know. I play on console. It is a pain in the backside. But it has been one hell of an interesting one, as Simon Goriel is heading down towards turn number 1 once again. Heads through nice and easy. People saying that we're going to go 70-76. Good job. We can just sail down the Potomac River with some good old fire. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go there as we continue heading through the S's, totally not stolen from the Japanese Grand Prix. Heading into a weird chicane after, which honestly makes absolutely no sense. This is why I hate this circuit, because it makes absolutely no sense. Like, you head out of a chicane into another left-hander, and then you go down a little straight into a heavy braking zone. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all, and it randomly opens up into the corner. Make it tighter. Make it.
You just can't comprehend the Americanism on this track. The S's are the S's are so different from Suzuka, because you actually have to you have to position yourself for the next corner, and you need to get it all right. As you can see here, heavy braking zone into turn, I lost count, I'm pretty sure there are 20 turns here, turn 13? as you go into
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. 13, 14, 15.
But this is a really difficult traction zone in Formula 1 cars, let alone GT cars. GT cars are gonna rely so much on traction control to get the car moving. As you see here, the quadruple right-hander, this corner just opens up, and just nailing it is just so satisfactory. And we have here the only track exit where you can actually run wider than the white line, as you brake here down for an uphill right-hander down to start finish straight, and that was an invalid lap. That does happen, as David Funk actually goes provisional pole right now, right off the bat with a 207.2. Yeah, this track is pretty difficult to hot lap in, as you are pushing. It is so easy to run off the track limits because, unlike most tracks, the track limits is the white line. They follow the Formula 1 track limits for this track specifically, which is kind of frustrating for a lot of drivers, and that's why most of us despise hot lapping it. But if you're racing, it's a complete different story, as long as you don't get to drive through track limits.
I don't know why people complain. I played the F1 game for 5 years, and every single league always had this track on the calendar. Get used to it. Get over it. I'm simple and I'm harsh. Get over it. You invalidate. So what? Go touch grass.
Yeah, I remember seeing the first F1 race after this track opened way back in 2012, which. That race had insane battles as well between Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. And now we also seen insane battles in GT World Challenge this year as well. Which also gave Corvette its debut win in sports car racing.
Yeah. No, the real thing is, how many people do we actually have in this lobby? Because for me, it's not showing up everybody. It's just very weird on the left.
We have 20 drivers now. It's definitely not as packed as last week, but we still have a decent amount of drivers on track right now.
20 drivers is 20 drivers. It still makes for some pretty entertaining action at the end of it.
Yeah, and especially that these D3 drivers did not fail to deliver. They have some of the most insane battles out there and some of the closest racing. As John Glass actually goes provisional pole in the Mustang. That is definitely
nice.
That is definitely nice. I was about to scream freedom.
Insert that meme. Insert that good on meme. Nice.
But.
Oh, this is an interesting qualifying session, let's be honest. We've got 3 minutes remaining, so quite an interesting one. And of course, a Ford is on top. Release the Eagle.
Let's not put down, actually, Simon Goriel still has not set a valid lap, neither has Noel Maxwell, and these guys are in dying stages of qualifying now, and it's more of now or never. Like I said, it is pretty difficult to get a lap in. Also, I must say, the fastest lap on the leaderboard is a 206.4, which is still slower than what the SRA aliens are capable of, which is kind of confusing because track is drive, but the drivers are slow, so...
Probably because they're running wet setups.
Well, I mean, a lot of drivers, they use esports setup from... Which both has both dry and wet setups as well. And both are great, but if they're hot lapping, you're probably using dry setups.
It does depend, because for me, with my personal racing, if I know I've got a wet race coming up, I won't bother getting a dry setup. I'll just use it. I'll just practice with a wet setup. I won't even get a dry setup. But that's just me.
Oh, David Funk and Chris Legane are... David Funk is 3/10 up on his personal best. This would put him in provisional pole. So is Chris Legane, who is 8/10 up on his personal best, right behind David Funk. It's Chris Legane being Simon Gorio's teammate, who finally set a lap. We'll hop onto him in a bit. As David Funk goes from provisional pole, with Chris Legane coming in close second, separated by a tenth. And let's go back to Simon Gorio, who is 2 seconds off the pace, but this is his first lap. And he has one more shot at this. One more shot at improving his lap time.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's the one place you want to try and get it correct, the S's, because if you can get those nailed, it's going to set you up pretty good for the rest of this lap. You get the S's correct, Sector 2's pretty nice and clean, and then it's just Sector 3 that you need to nail all the way as you head out and through the chicane here at the Circuit of the Americas, through the left-hander, head over the crest. Down the hill you go towards the turn, towards the heavy braking zone, just before the straight that this track is known for, that long ass back straight, which in the F1 game blinds you. Luckily enough, not in this game. Heading down the back straight, those we're watching David Funk. No idea why we are. Thought we were going to be watching the other person. Heading down the back straight though, it's what's going to be interesting for him. As I wonder if we can get back on board with the BMW, as that would be very nice, considering he is the one who's currently on a lap. Heading down into the braking zone though. He is right in front of him, I do believe, so I'm trying to keep my eye on him at the same time. Heading through the left hand, there's the Porsche. Decides to make a little bit of a mess up through into the right-hander once again, trying to get on the curves, as we're currently still watching the Porsche. There's your BMW right there, heading through the right-hander into the left-hander, keeping it nice and clean, heading into the braking zone, where, honestly, if you're on the F1 game, loads of people love to go for a switchback for us. Qualifying now, the checker flag does fall, and it's going to be through the triple right-hander, as it's going to be the BMW looking to improve. Currently sat P17, not too good for a gold driver, so is David Watts. Also going to be looking for an improvement, as well as Kvitsky and Maxwell, maybe even Ragitino, who's currently P7, down into the final corner. We're watching Simon Gorial heading round the final corner, a little bit of a drift, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, and he goes up into P10. That is a lovely move up the field, and everybody else seems to be going up as Funk gets a new lap time in 2 minutes 6. How's the lap time to be? It's going to be one hell of a lap time, as currently watching Maxwell in the red eye racing. In the Red Eye Racing Porsche with a very nice looking livery, if I do say so myself. Reminds me of a watermelon, but I do believe that's because it's got the fruits on it. And as we head into the pit lane, that will be Maxwell not looking for an improvement. Going on to Panzo Rigationi as you head into the left-hander. Very easy to invalidate this corner in any game you play, but also very easy to send it out pretty wide. Heading into the final corner though. Keeping it nice and tight, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, release to Eagle is what the Fords would say. He goes to the line, that's P3, David Funk on pole with a 2 minute 6, 7.72, then it's Logain and Rigatino.
David Funk was 7/10 up on his personal best going into the back straight. And he was half a second up on his lap and going into the final quarter, which he drew by running super wide and onto the curbs of death. But
yes, also, we're being robbed at Stry.
Wait, what? What?
It's Stry. Look at the top. It's
okay.
Stry.
Okay,
Who messed up?
We're doing this in chat. Chat. Type hashtag blame Jason, alright? If you know the drill, something goes wrong with T-Series, you blame this on Jason.
Hashtag we blame Jason. Jason!
We're gonna have a dry race. Actually, you know what? I prefer Coda in the wets, surprisingly, because you're going slower.
I hate Coda unless it's dry.
Well, I hate
let's try this. Try pressing insert. I'm trying to figure out how we could get this bloody board to work on the left hand side.
Oh yeah, I don't have an insert key on my keyboard.
What?
Yeah.
Ian, we have no idea. Does anybody know what button to press to change the board on the left hand side? Anybody know that?
I mean, it's alright, I guess. It's relative.
It's tricky for me to see. I can't. We want the big board. We want the big board. Hold on. How to get large spectator board ACC.
the large board, the number board, that you just hold tab and. I mean, you can do this.
Yeah, I know, but you can hardly see the racing. That's what we're trying to figure out. Keybind check for MFD settings. Default is insert. Okay, you might need to go to your settings and change it momentarily.
But anyways, here we are. We have David Funk in P1, followed by Chris Legane in the BMW with his team in P6. Team taking out. We have Panzer Rigatoni and with the OBD Estate Troopers and Nico Suave, John Lass, and the Wonderful Tron livery. We have Velasquez and Noel Maxwell, which I think had the best qualifying in the Suica car. And we have Austin Red, and then we have the Bentley of Curtis Lee, and then we have Simon Goriot in P10, and then we have the car which I care about, Donovan Colton. Oh no, we're taking us away.
Right, let's go with this. Go to your settings. What's your MFD? That's what chat's saying. What's your MFD button?
I don't know. Actually, I'll just
go into settings and check your MFD real quick, because that may be why. Options, controls, MFD.
Just gonna MFD relative.
Cycle MFD. On it. Relative time positions. MFD standings. I think it's control +2.
Control tree. I'm gonna set the control tree. Alright, there we go.
There we go! We got it!
There we go.
We figured it out!
I am smart! I am a genius! Let's go.
Have you seen this? Now why the heck are we looking at this camera? We should probably watching the leader.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just
right.
getting my bearings.
This makes it a whole lot interesting. This makes it a whole lot easier for us now, and it seems that people like the boogity. So
oh, do that.
I shall.
You want to do that?
I shall. Yeah. But the boogity is my thing.
Okay.
Have you not been watching D1? That's my thing. Thank you very much. But seems as I'm doing that, I shall let you go through the grid order.
Oh yeah, we have David Funk in lead, Chris Legane in P2, Panzer Rigatoni in P3, Nico Suave in P3. Actually, let's go back to P12. We have Nate Andrew in P12. Maxwell or Michael Schwartz in P13. We have Kamal Kashtazowic in P14. His teammate in pole right now. We have Josh Drush in P15. Chris Sweeney, our fastest Ferrari, in P16. We have DJ Watts in the other Bentley in P17. We have the two Yarn brothers, Jeremy and Jason. I'm still learning the numbers. And then we have Bill Cranston in P20. This is a pretty small grid compared to the other races, but I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna deliver.
Right, sweet. Somebody just said hit the MFD thing again to get intervals. So it will come up with the overall, but then we'll also get the intervals. So if you hit the the MFD button again.
There we go.
There we go. You're welcome, guys. Whoever said that, we thank you very much. You just made my life 10 times easier because I don't have race control. This lucky man does.
I mean, I did not have race control for a while.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know the pain that I'm going through. Lucky enough, I've got this on a 45-inch TV, but enough about me. This is where everything will get a whole lot more interesting. As the rest of the grid will head through the triple right-hander. It's David Funk on pole, Logain in P2, Regatino in P number 3, Suarez there in P4 with Laz in P5. It is a Ford. It is a triple Ford back-to-back from P3 to P5. Could we see a full Ford podium lining up by the start of this, by the end of lap number 1? But as we will look to David Funk once again towards the start of the grid, this is where it's all going to happen. Single file all the way around the lap time, however, the double files will start to kick in as Nico Suave, he currently sits P4 for the time being in the triple one. As all the drivers are there, it is going to be the most interesting part of this race, as it is going to be, as everybody seems to be there for now. I have no idea. Is it boogity, no, are we going? I can't hear it.
The Formula 1 start.
Yes. Boogity, boogity, boogity. There we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing as the green flag drops. And away we go. I kind of got a bad angle there, so I couldn't actually see the green flag. But that's going to be a very nice defense for David Fung. It was D1 carnage yesterday, but it looks like everybody else is going to get through nice and clean. D1 takes some notes from D3. What are you doing as we head down towards the S's once again? It's going to be one hell of a time as everybody will try to get through nice and clean. We saw some lovely moves happening here, and it's going to be a dry one by the looks of it, as Rigatino actually is going to be the man he's had an incident. He's all the way down at the bottom of the grid now, so he's had an incident by the looks of it at turn number 1. That's dropped him all the way down the order. David Funglo still leading in this race, as it is going to be Reed, who is now down in P number 9 according to this. So that is very unlucky for the Porsche driver for Renault 992.
Simon Gorio made 2 places in the start. He went from B10 to P8, and as championship contender, every place matters to him, especially when his competitor is leading the race. Yes, this so far has been a clean start, apart from whatever happened to Andrew Rigatoni. I wonder if you can hop onto that as we have more news here. As Velasquez gets past John last year, and splitting the Mustangs apart.
Yeah, well, as Daniel's in chat saying it's early, he can make this up. That is very, very true. As we see Maxwell, he's going to be trying to defend against the good old Porsche. No, Maxwell is the Porsche. He's going to be trying to get past. He's going to be trying to get past Lazzi. He's going to be trying to get past Vasquez. As that is a lovely little move there. He's got Vasquez in front of him next, as he is now P number 4. So. Bit weird if you ask me. I guess that's the timing boards when it comes down to it. Going over to DJ Watts for DJ Racing. Did not know that we had music going on in the background. Well, I guess that's the way what happens when you have a DJ in the race. But that's the way it all comes down to as we go on to the second lap of this circuit of the Americas Grand Prix, which was supposed to be wet, but now it's dry. And honestly, that kind of annoys me. But heading down towards turn number 1 once again, watching Austin Red heading down. It's going to be a lovely move down the inside. However, the Ferrari of Sweeney definitely not want to give that up. But then again, here comes the Porsche of Crush. That's going to be a lovely move brought by the cabin fiber Porsche, if they can get that move done. And yes, they will. That was absolutely lovely heading into the SS section. Just shows what can happen when you get the traction heading out of the first corner. And it's definitely not going to help the Lexus though. Colton already having to defend from Red and Gush, so that's going to be interesting. But then again, we could see Sweeney looking to get that move back, heading all over the rear end of it, mate, and it's going to be one to look out for. The Lexus is going to have the straight line speed, but what about Reed? He's going to be all over the back of Colton by the looks of it, heading down on to this back straight, and it's gonna be an interesting one. The slipstream will probably come into advantage. However, you've also got to think about fuel loads early on in this race, as most drivers, because you have to switch tyres, will most likely switch the fuel. However, the Lexus on the main straight is definitely going to help Colton out right there, as he is going to just start to glide away a little bit, heading down the main straight, looking on the left-hand side a little bit. We do have a move. That is the Ford who's gone off. That is Laz who's gone off. Or was that Suave? That may have been Suave, actually. I do believe that was Suave. He's gone off. He's lost down to Vasquez. He's lost out to Maxwell, and I believe the other Ford of Laz, as Laz is already looking for a cheeky little move. That's going to be interesting if he does eventually get it. Unable to get it though so far in this Grand Prix, but he's still all over the place. Porsche defending very nicely. He currently sits P5.
Yeah, absolutely. Insane drive from Maxwell. I think he gained a position as well. And I think John Laz has lost more positions from where he started. This is dropping positions now. Also, we have the Bentley of Curtis Lee, I think, in P6. So, yeah, Lee and Maxwell are making up positions as well. And,
yeah, it's definitely one. Yeah, go on.
And they did but Simon Gorio has opened a gap behind him, and the train is starting from Austin Red. It was Donovan Colton who Red's trying to set it up. Colton, will he make the move? Stick. It was just a really tight squeeze, but the Lexus being on the outside gets a better run. But Josh Grush behind is just trying to eye up an opportunity here. He's just trying to capitalize on both these drivers going side by side, and almost sends it up the inside of Red there. But thinks twice. But also, yeah, DJ Watts got past Chris Sweeney. When did that happen?
probably the last lap, but that's the way it is. As he's already looking for the move on Grush by the looks of it, or maybe a little bit too far back. But then again, we say that Ferrari are trying to looking for a move where possible. And again, he's also got to be careful as he's got Kati Javok right behind him. And as a Ferrari driver, I know what it's like to have a Porsche behind you. It's a little bit scary because they can be unpredictable, and they can also go for a move like it looked like he was going to go for there, but he's going to hold off for now as Schwartz is right there behind him as well. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the left-hand side board, as it seems like the battle for P number 5 and 4 is going to be spicing up throughout the rest of this race. However, looking at the top 10, it is still Red who's there, holding off Crush. Actually, Watts has got past Crush, but then again, heading down into the end of the straight. That's going to be an interesting one. Maybe we can get some visuals on that. It's between Crush and Watts by the looks of it, as the 42 versus the 351, and it is going to be the Bentley who seems to get the advantage so far early on in this race. That is going to be one hell of a move when it comes down to it, as we continue watching the rest of these drivers, a few of which being carbon fiber cars.
Yeah, Cassius Zoe had to go super defensive there because of the overwhelming straight line speed of the Mustang behind him. But also, Patrick Rigatoni has pitted. He has come out of the pits. He did do an early pit stop. I don't think that he's going to wait for the rain. I mean, that could be rain in 30 minutes. We have seen rain come in 15 minutes before, so anything can happen. But yeah, Patrick Rigatoni is pitted. So he has clean air in front of him. I wonder how much he's going to capitalize on that. Just not being in a battle and just able to take a Mustang long.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ways that it is. You kind of got to know the limits of your car as well. Like, as a Ferrari driver, I know that my car does not like the grass one bit. So, and like, it's going to be one hell of it. Praying for rain at the 50-minute mark for some last lap chaos. Honestly, that would be interesting. That would actually be very interesting, but I do not believe that's going to happen because that's what it's like. What was his time loss through the pit lane? I believe that time loss at the pit lane is about 35 seconds. No, not 35 seconds. I think it's a minute here. Just on default loss, because it's a 30-second pit stop minimum for tyres, and then you've also got to get there and get back, so it's about 30 seconds, maybe 35-second loss. Heading down this back straight though, one man who will not want to lose is good old DJ Watts. He's got a good old Porsche stalking him from behind. That is going to be one hell of a mission for the Porsche in the gold. Looking for the move maybe, but then there's Grush and Sweeney as well. The battle for P10 definitely looks like it's going to be heating up as